When you are in Thailand, you will see plenty of Thai women with older men. And it does make you wonder what is going on there. What's the actual attraction? Especially when the girl is completely out of the guy's league. Well, I was thinking about it, and it's complicated, but it also isn't. Because it's not just one thing. Of course, money plays a massive part in it, and it would be naive to say otherwise. But it's also about stability, a way out, a real future, but it's also a minefield for the farang. You have got to have your head on straight. So, I thought I would send this in to you. I'm going to try and break down the reasons why I think Thai women prefer older men, from the stuff you see when you live here and the things you pick up on. No judgment, no BS, just what's actually going on. So, let's get into it. Number 1. Better financial stability. I think it's probably best to start with the most obvious reason, which is money. And that's for a number of reasons. A lot of Thai women grow up with not much money, so they learn early on that to have a good life and stability, they need to find a way to make good money. The way they make money is mainly by heading to the tourist zones to work in bars, because a lot of them will not have an education, and without an education, it's hard to find a decent job in Thailand. Most Thai women know how rough it can be trying to make ends meet. A lot of them are supporting a family back in their hometown, and most probably have children to support as well. It's very common that a Thai woman will get pregnant at a young age, and the father of the baby will end up walking out, a lot of the time before the baby is even born. So when they meet an older foreign guy who has a steady job, savings, or a retirement that they can actually rely on, they will jump at the chance. I think we can all agree that no matter how nice Thailand is, money often comes before attraction or genuine feelings. So the farang also has to be careful when getting involved. And that's not just with Thai bar girls, but girls in general. In fact, if you have met a girl in a bar, there is a big chance she will never have genuine feelings for you and will only ever care about what you can provide for her. When a Thai girl gets a foreign boyfriend or a sponsor, she has probably already sized him up and figured out how much he can support her. That usually means rent paid on time, money she can send back home to her family, and some backup money if things go wrong. I don't want it to sound like this is always a scam, because even though a lot of the time it is, especially if they meet the farang in a bar, a lot of the time it isn't. Even in Western countries, the guy will support the woman in some way or another, even if it's not directly giving her cash. Out in Thailand, it's just a bit more direct, and people talk about money more openly, so it feels different, even though the idea is basically the same. A Thai woman can genuinely have feelings for a farang and want to be with him, but she will still ask for support. At the end of the day, financial stability doesn't mean being some rich expat getting used and throwing money around. It means having your stuff together, keeping promises, and not vanishing when the rent is due. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, in Thailand, support is more attractive than looks or charm will ever be. Number 2. A chance to travel or live abroad. Most Thai women have grown up in poverty, not having much of a future to look forward to, and not many options available. Not many ever get to leave the country. So when someone shows up from a completely different world, it makes her curious. because it's something she's never had around her before. For a lot of women, meeting an older foreigner is the way out of the country and onto what they think will be a brighter future. They've heard all the stories from friends or cousins who went abroad, so they build this picture in their head of what life could be like if they got the same chance. They look at Western countries like they are some rich places, lots of money, plenty of opportunities to make money, and life will be a breeze. So when she meets a foreign guy, that opportunity for a new life opens up a little. A lot of them dream about helping their parents or giving their kids a better start, and living abroad can make that possible. There's also the saving face side of it. In her village or her circle of friends, being the one who made it overseas gives her a kind of status that's hard to get otherwise. But, like most things in a farang-Thai relationship, the farang has to be careful. It's not unheard of for a Thai woman to use an older man for a visa and then leave once she arrives there. Having said that though, there are a lot of women that do not want to leave Thailand. Not to live anyway, maybe for a holiday though. A lot of them want to stay in Thailand so they can be around family, build something here rather than something abroad. And that brings me on to number 3. Building a nicer house or land for the family. For the Thai women who have no plan to move abroad, and as I said, there are plenty of them, they want to be around their family and their children. They are not chasing some big dream in another country. They just want things at home to feel a bit easier and a bit more comfortable. It's about upgrading the life they already have, not running away to a new one. They want to stay here, but they want to have a better life. So, what is the next best thing for them? A nice big house for the family and a good upbringing for their children. When you actually see how bad some of their family homes are, it makes sense why they want something better and why it becomes such a big goal in their life. I travelled a bit around Isan in my younger days, and the state of some of them places that people live in. People back in my country wouldn't survive 2 minutes there. Many Thai women dream of building a big house for their parents back in Isan or wherever they're from, and when a foreign guy helps make that happen, that dream turns real. Even if she does move abroad, she wants her parents safe, her kids welcomed, her name respected in the village, and something to fall back on. It's her retirement plan. No matter what happens with you, that house and land will always be there for her and her family. And in her mind, having something like that means she never has to worry about starting from zero again if things go sideways. Land and family homes are the big win for Thai women, and it's a good thing to go for if you plan to live in Thailand and have been together long term with 100% trust. Let's be crystal clear that 100% trust means you are betting your entire life savings that she will never change her mind because the law is always on her side. Plenty of guys learn this the hard way because they rushed in fast and didn't think about what could happen later when feelings change. This is how a lot of horror stories begin, and how the farang can lose everything he tried to build in Thailand. So farangs, do not rush into this. I'm pretty sure foreigners can't own land anyway, or they can only own a certain amount of it or something. I'm not really sure, but there are plenty of stories out there of farangs putting land in their Thai wife's name and then losing everything. So be careful if she starts talking about buying land or a house early on in the relationship. Number 4. Older men are actively seeking commitment and marriage. Believe it or not, but not every guy that goes to Thailand is simply looking for a bit of a fun holiday and then going back home to reality. Some of them have had a rough time back home, a bad divorce, a relationship that dragged on for years and went nowhere, or they are just tired of the whole Western women scene. So, many Western men come to Thailand after getting burnt back home. They are done with games and they are ready for something serious. Granted, a lot of Western men do look in the wrong place for this kind of relationship, such as a bar. And that's where it all goes wrong for a lot of them. They walk in lonely, have a few drinks, and suddenly the girl who laughs at all of their jokes and holds their hand feels like she is the one. It's not real, but it feels real enough at the time. And they bring that desperation with them. They are so hungry for a real connection that they'll find it in the first smile they see, even if it's a paid one. But that is exactly what many Thai women want as well. Someone steady who actually wants a future and not just a holiday fling. In Thailand, most Thai guys, they take things very slow, sometimes too slow, and a lot of them don't want commitment. They end up leaving their Thai girlfriend as soon as things get tough, or years go by with no talk of marriage and no real future plan. So when someone comes along who actually talks about the future and means it, she will be more interested in him. An older foreigner who openly says he wants a wife or partner stands out because he knows what he wants. For her, that means less searching around, no wondering if she's wasting her time. A man who says, "I want to build a life with you," gives her some peace of mind. If she is from the bar scene, she has probably seen many people come and go and never heard from them again. So when she finds an older man who's actually serious, she can focus on growing together instead of worrying he'll disappear next week. A lot of foreigners also don't care about age the same way locals do. They will marry someone younger, with kids, or from a different background if it feels right. A woman who already has children goes down in standards, but a lot of Westerners don't really care about that. And the other way round as well. If the farang is a lot older than the Thai girl, it's more acceptable here than it is in the West. So yes, when she says she likes farangs because they are more serious, she's not actually lying. She's just not talking about the 2-week millionaires that she will never see again. Number 5. Gifts and an allowance seen as normal in some relationships with older foreigners. In Thailand, giving your girlfriend or wife an allowance isn't strange. In fact, it's pretty normal in farang Thai relationships. It's just one of those things there. You look after your girlfriend a bit and no one thinks it's weird, apart from those who don't understand how things work there. I think older men are more easy to part with their cash when it comes to giving their girlfriend an allowance or spoiling her. And look, there's a version of this that's genuine and a version that isn't. Knowing which one you are in is very important. I'm not talking about young Thai bar girls scamming a 50-year-old farang out of his money. I'm talking about a real relationship. It's how men show they care and take responsibility, especially those that can't be full-time with their girlfriend, like those that can't live in Thailand yet, or those that are working abroad. Distance makes relationships harder, So a bit of financial support is his way of saying he's still thinking about her and still showing up even when he's not around. And I think older men will be more open to do this than the younger foreigners. She doesn't see it as buying love. She sees it as him doing what good partners do. It goes both ways, really. It's not like she's just sitting there and taking. She's putting in her own effort in the ways she knows how. It's just part of looking after each other, I guess, the same way she looks after you in other ways, cooking, cleaning, and all that stuff. A lot of men misunderstand this. They think it's being used. If she's with you full time, helps you with everything, and stands by you, a little support just makes sense. The problem only begins when you are not the only one sending cash. That's when you know it's not real. There are women out there juggling 3 to 4 guys at the same time, each one of them thinking he's the only one. If she has many guys supporting her, and all of them think they are in a relationship with her, then yeah, she's clearly using you. But if it is just you, it might be genuine. It's not always big money either. Sometimes it's just a bit to cover family help, bills, or personal stuff. When a man gives without being asked or guilted, it shows he understands her world and isn't trying to control her with money. At first, the allowance thing might sound strange to foreigners, but here it's normal and it's not always a scam. Number 6. Older guys are more willing to pay the sinsod and the wedding costs. In Thailand, paying a sinsod isn't some scam. It's part of the culture. It's respect to her family for raising her. Think of it like this. You are not buying her. You are showing up properly. Same way you dress smart to meet someone's parents back home. Except here, it comes with money attached to it. When a foreign guy understands that and pays it without complaining, it earns him serious respect, not just from her, but from her whole family. The sinsod tells her family that you are taking responsibility for their daughter, and that goes a long way in Thai culture. And it's not always as expensive as foreigners think. Some families even return the money later. It's more about the gesture, showing effort and respect. When a guy fights about it or acts like it's a scam, like most younger foreigners do, it's a red flag for her. But when he gets it and plays by her culture's rules, she sees him differently. So, despite what you see the Thailand expert keyboard warriors saying, paying a sinsod isn't about being tricked. It's about showing her family you value her the same way they do. Just use a bit of common sense. If your girlfriend is 20 years younger than you met her on Soy 6, and her parents want 5 million baht sinsod, then you should really know what's going on. If you get scammed through a sinsod, don't blame her parents, blame yourself. Also, as a side note, not everyone will ask for a sinsod. I believe there are some rules around it, such as things like if she's been married before, then a sinsod is not required, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I've never been close to paying one, and I plan to keep it that way. Next, I think this one is more important for Thai women, and that is older men offering stability over short-term fun. Older guys usually get taken more seriously, especially the foreigners. A young tourist might be fun, but an older man brings more to the table. Long-term staying in Thailand, and of course, a lot more money than a backpacker. A lot of women have just been through it enough times to know the difference. The young guy who's here for 2 weeks and act like he's in a love story, they've heard it all before. They've seen what happens when they chase young, short-term travelers. The drama, the breakups, the wasted time. Stability begins sounding a lot better. An older guy usually doesn't need to impress anyone. He listens, takes things serious, and he's not running from bar to bar every night. He is just easier to be around. No ego, no nonsense, no disappearing for 3 days and coming back with some excuse. What you see is what you get. An older guy might not turn heads at first, but the ones who stick around know. Being steady beats being wild every single time for these ladies. Number 8. Financial safety net for her family. Alright, let's talk about something a bit scammy, but it's real nonetheless. The farang is often a financial safety net. For a lot of these women, their family back in the village is everything. But that family is often one rainy season, one motorbike accident, or one serious illness away from being finished. And that's not being dramatic, that's just the reality of how things can be out there. There's no real safety net. The family won't be getting help from anywhere else. Now, enter the farang. He might not be rich, but he's got a credit card or some savings back home. And to her, that's enough. She's not looking for a millionaire. She just needs to know that if everything falls apart, there's someone there who can help sort it out. When an emergency happens, she hopes he can step in and say, "Okay, how much is it?" and he will cover it all. Of course, this is often used to scam farangs. Family emergencies every other week that somehow always need money. Brother got in an accident, the roof caved in, mum needs an operation, and it's always urgent, always expensive, and is always your problem. If you've been here long enough, you've either heard this story or lived it. 9 times out of 10, a Thai girl's family comes before anyone, including you. So if you can't afford to help, she may keep searching for someone who can. Number 9. The long game players. Some Thai women target old foreign men to play the long game. And these are the ones you really have to watch out for, because there are no obvious red flags, no constant money requests, no drama, nothing to set off alarm bells. Just a great girlfriend who seems almost too good to be true. This isn't about quick cash like a lot of bar girls are after. This is slow, patient, and calculated. She's in no rush. She'll cook for you, take care of you, be everything you ever wanted. Months go by, even years, and the whole time she's just quietly waiting for the right moment. She plays the perfect girlfriend for a long time. Not because she wants an allowance, but because she wants assets. A house, a pension, savings. She builds absolute trust. And once her name is on land, bank account, or anything else, everything changes. And just like that, the woman you thought you knew is gone. The calls get shorter, the excuses start, and suddenly, you are the problem. It happens faster than you think once everything is signed over. By the time you realize, you weren't in a relationship, you were in a long-term business plan. So, there you have it. It's not all fairy tales, but it's not all scams either. Many men come to Thailand, meet a girl, think it's special, and end up being taken for a ride. But it's not always like that. At the end of the day, everyone is looking for a better deal. Go into it with your eyes open. Don't be the clueless older farang believing every sweet word, but don't be the cynical clown who thinks every smile has a price tag either. And for the love of God, don't put anyone's name on a land deed after 2 months. If you find a good one, treat her right. It can be the best thing that ever happened to you. And if you choose the wrong one, well, you will have one hell of a story to tell.